Today, we're revealing the 6 game changing steps to buying a home. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this because by the end of this podcast, you will be armed with the knowledge of exactly what to do to become a homeowner. Let's go. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Elite Realty Group podcast, where we bring you the most up-to-date, relevant real estate information you will find anywhere on the planet. And our plans are to do that today. I'm Mike Elkins with Elite Realty Group in Morristown, Tennessee, with my co-host, Dave Elkins.
That's me.
What's going on, my man?
Not much. How are you doing?
I'm good. Are you ready to give the people exactly what they've came for?
Yeah. We're going to dive into some good stuff here today.
Armed with knowledge
Yep.
today is what's going to happen. You're going to get all kinds of knowledge here. Again, the 6 steps to become a homeowner.
Yeah.
Life-changing steps here
Good
that
stuff.
we're going to give. We're going to do a deep dive,
Mhm.
right? Because we want
Yeah.
to make sure that they 100% understand just exactly what you do. I think that when it comes to buying a home, I think there's a lot of information out there. There is a lot of information out there.
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot of information out there, and what that information ultimately does is confuse people that's trying to start.
Yeah. And so, it is a process. Let's go ahead and get that out of the way first. It is a process.
No doubt.
But the process can be simplified.
Oh, big time.
And you're
Big
going
time.
to see some of those steps that
Yeah.
we're going to do to simplify the
Yeah,
process.
that's our goal today, is to arm you with the knowledge. That
Yeah.
way you know the steps to do, you know what you gotta, what's what's
Mhm.
first,
Yeah.
We talk to people all of the time. We're privileged to be able to help hundreds and thousands of people
Mhm.
every year to purchase a home.
Yeah.
And so many of those people, when our first conversations happen with them, they are like, I don't even know where to start.
Right.
I don't
Right.
even know what to do.
Yeah.
I know I want to do this.
Mhm.
I know it's something that'd be great for me to do. It's going to increase my net worth. All those things. They know all the stuff of the good reasons to be a homeowner.
Right.
They just don't know where to start.
Yeah.
So again, we're hopeful today that this information will be good for you to be able to arm you with the knowledge to follow these steps and be able to become a homeowner. If that's on your radar in 2024, this podcast will help you. And again, anywhere in the country you're trying to start this process out, we can help you right here at Elite Realty Group. We got a network of realtors all across the country.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to be able to help you no matter where you are. So
That's
reach
right.
out to us if this resonates with you. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, to our podcast. Make sure that you are always updated when a new podcast hits. So with that saying, let's go. The 6 steps to buying a home. Here we go. Here is step number 1. Now, this one right here is probably going to be controversial because it's the first step, but you're going to find out
Mhm.
in this podcast, whether you're listening or watching, we're going to refer back to this one a lot.
A lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the first thing you need to do if you're looking to purchase a home, you need to contact a realtor.
Yeah.
That's pretty simple.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, there's going to be people listening, going to be people watching. They're going to say, I don't need a realtor to purchase a house. That is 100% correct.
That's right.
You
You
don't-
don't have to.
you don't have
have
to.
to, but it
No.
simplifies.
You're going to see as we go through these 6 steps that it will totally simplify this process if you do connect with a realtor.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first thing you need to do is you need to reach out to your local realtor. Now, we hope if you're in the Lakeway area, you reach out to us at Elite Realty Group. However, there are a lot of good agents in this area.
Mhm.
There's your plug for everybody else.
Yeah.
But we hope that you reach out to us here at Elite Realty Group. Now, why are we saying you need to connect with a realtor first? All right. It's like anything else that you go about. Realtors are professionals in this field.
Mhm.
All right. They're going to know the rest of these steps, first of all.
Yeah.
They're going to be able to simplify that process for you and make it all go and all of those good things. But a realtor is literally going to be able to take you by the hand, guide you through the process to make sure you follow the right steps
Yeah.
to get this done.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The realtor is the professional. When you're talking about, again, whether this be your first home or your 10th home, having the right person leading you through this, keeping things on track, time frames, deadlines, all of this stuff that goes with purchasing a house. That's a big thing to have in your corner as a home buyer.
It is. It is.
You don't want to navigate this by yourself.
No.
I mean,
no.
you can, but you make it a lot harder on yourself. This is what I'll say about buying a house. It's going to be stressful enough if you got everybody in the world in your corner.
Yeah.
Being alone and navigating it all, it's just going to double the stress that you have as far as becoming a homeowner. So step one of finding the right realtor is a big thing. Now, elaborate, if you would, just for a moment on this with me. When we say finding the right realtor, what are we telling people to essentially do?
Well, it's just a phone call. Okay?
Sure.
It's simple as making a phone call. But
Sure.
but here's what we tell people: you need to not just call a realtor and be done. Like settle with that realtor.
I'm with you.
Okay, you need to find a realtor because it's going to become a relationship.
Yes.
Okay, it's going to be, like you said, this is a journey. This is a process.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the easiest process.
Not at all.
It's not the easiest. It's not as easy as buying a car. You walk down there, you're in and out in a couple hours. You find the car that you want. It's not that easy.
No.
Now, there is some that you know what you want. You know the house that you want.
Mm-hmm.
And that's totally okay. But that's not the majority.
No.
The majority is people who are looking, and it's our job as a realtor to form a relationship with those people. Find out what they're looking for. See what's their best interest. Do they need a special school district or neighborhood for their commute to work or whatever? But it's that job as a realtor that we can do that. We can help you find the house that fits you the best.
Sure. And I think especially in today's marketplace, that's even more important than ever.
Yes.
Just because, again, homes are still, people think you're crazy when you say this, but homes are still selling very quickly, especially in our area.
Absolutely.
And you got those price ranges, man. They're going to have multiple offers day one.
Mm-hmm.
You know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Working with finding the right realtor to help you not only navigate the rest of this stuff we're going to be talking about, but also getting access to those listings when they hit the market is a big deal.
Absolutely.
And if you're connected with a realtor, that makes that process much more easier for you to be able to know, hey, these hot listings coming on in my marketplace, in my school district, in the area that I got to be in, because I'm connected with this real estate agent, I'm connected with this realtor, they're keeping me up to speed on all of this stuff coming in.
Yeah.
That in itself is a good thing to have in your corner.
It's a great thing to have.
People rely on, and everybody does, whether you got a realtor or not, people are scouring the internet, Zillow, those places, realtor.com, Trulia, Redfin, they're looking for their home in those places.
Yep.
Okay. Well, so are you and everybody else. Being connected to the right realtor is going to allow you to beat out those other people because realtors know about this stuff before Zillow and everybody else does.
Yeah. We like to say this. You know who gives Zillow their information?
Yeah, we kind of know.
Realtors.
That's where they get it from.
That's where they get their information
That's
from.
where they get it from.
But the beauty of it, again, is if you're working with a person,
right,
I know what that person's looking for.
Sure.
And so I'm in this arena every single day.
Absolutely.
Every single day as a realtor, this is your job, is to help find those people houses. So you're going to hear about stuff before it ever gets to Zillow.
That's right.
You heard about it.
Yes.
Okay, so when you've got that relationship with the client, you can call them and say, hey, next week, man, there's a house going to hit the market.
That's what I was going to go
Let's
on.
be ready.
Yeah. Yeah. We meet here literally every day at the office with our agents. Not that we're teaching or anything. We just meet, talk about the market, what's happening, who's got this coming, and who knows about this and about that. And I think a lot of places do that.
Right.
But you look at it, and if you're waiting a lot of times to the home to get to those places, you're too late.
Yeah.
Realtors do know. They're connected. They know things coming. They know areas it's going to be. And they're able to get you sometimes to those listings that never hit the market. How much does that happen to you in today's time frame?
Right.
You know about a listing. You personally know it. You know, hey, I got this client wanting this home in this area. It's going to be right in their price range.
Right.
And somebody tells you, the word's put out, we're in these groups with realtors and internally also, where they're like, hey, just a heads up, y'all. I don't know if you got anybody looking in this price range in this area, but I got one coming in 3 days.
Right.
So be on the lookout. Well, it just so happens because this buyer is working with a realtor, you know about that. It never makes it to Zillow.
Right.
It never gets there.
Yeah.
So again, step one of this 6-step process is connect, find the right realtor. Now, here's another thing I want to say quickly about this. You alluded to this a minute ago. You don't just have to call up one because you saw them somewhere or something come across your screen and you're like, oh, that lady is a realtor.
Yeah.
Not everybody's cut out for everybody.
No, we've all got different personalities.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, don't just call one
No.
and settle for that person. You
No.
don't have to.
No.
Call around, talk to a few, interview. Again,
There
this
you
is
go.
you.
Yes.
These people are working for you
you.
specifically.
Yes. No doubt.
So, I mean, no matter what you're doing, wouldn't that be great if you had a person that is assigned directly to you?
Yes.
They are looking out for your
Looking out
best
for you.
interest in everything through the whole process.
I'm
Because
with you.
again, this is a process. It's a journey. It takes a team of people
Mm-hmm.
to get you from the start to the finish line.
I agree.
This is the quarterback, man. This is the captain.
We're getting there.
This is the captain. Okay.
Yes.
You're the head coach.
Right.
We're the quarterback.
Yep.
Okay. We're going to get you there.
I'm with you.
We're going to lead you down this field.
I agree.
And we're going to get you from start to finish.
Yes. And as realtors, not only do we apply for a job to be a realtor with a certain company, a firm, a brokerage, whatever you want to call it, but we literally apply for a job for every client out there.
Yeah, for you specifically.
We interview.
Yeah.
That is a big thing that I think people need to know. You can interview realtors, and you should be doing that.
Yeah. You
so
pick
again,
the one that fits you.
That connects, and you think this person's got my back, because that's what you want.
Yeah.
So again, the 6 steps of buying a home. The first one is finding the right realtor. Give us number 2.
Number 2 is you need to assess your budget. You need to, nutshell version is you need to get talking to someone who's going to give you the money.
Sure.
The lender. Okay. Yeah. This is where big step in the process. We got to know, how much can I afford in a house payment?
Sure.
So again, a lot of times people come back, and we hear this so often. We get the phone call. They want to buy the house. They got a great credit score.
Sure.
There's more that goes into it than just the credit score.
I'm with you.
So talk to a lender, come up with a game plan to know, how much can I afford each and every month?
I'm with you.
So it don't matter what you think. Okay. I mean, that's hard. That's hard pill to swallow,
but it's true.
But it's true.
Yes.
You do not want to. We use this term. You do not want to put yourself and be house poor.
No.
You do not want to be able to only pay your house payment.
No.
Okay. So that's what a good lender is going to do.
That's exactly
Same thing as a realtor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're going to put you in contact. If you talk to that agent, step number 1,
right,
we're going to put you in contact with lenders that we know.
Sure.
We like, we trust.
They've proved themselves.
They've proved themselves.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to give you a list of people, of lenders that can help you through this process.
Right.
Now, you're going to call just like you do with realtors, and you're going to see, who do I mesh with?
That's right.
Who do I gel with?
That's right.
Those people are going to be there through this whole process too.
I'm with you.
Got to be nice to these people. They're giving us money.
That's exactly right. And it's the same thing as we just discussed a few moments ago about a realtor. Not all realtors are created equal. Not all lenders are created
That's
equal.
right.
There's going to be people listening to this podcast. You're a very tech savvy person. You want everything done online. You want all your documents sent to you online. Then there's going to be people who I don't even know how to turn a computer on. I don't even know what's going on with it. I got to have somebody that can sit down, look me eye to eye. I want to talk to. That stuff is important in getting the right person, interviewing the right lender, so that is able to happen for you. Now, a lender is going to look at a whole lot more, again, than just the house to help you assess your budget. There's a whole lot more things that go into it. Just, can I afford this payment?
Right.
There's things called debt to income. There's what's the interest rate? What's the closing cost? Can I do discount points? All those things come into play in being able to do what you need to do to get a house.
Right.
Having the right lender, assessing your budget, knowing what you need as far as affordability for you in your particular situation is a very important thing.
Right.
Just because you can afford a $2,000 a month payment does not mean you want it nor need it.
Right.
So assessing all of this up front is the right thing to do. Now, it's important to take a quick recap time out here and let you know we're telling you these steps in order.
Right.
This is the order to follow when buying a house. Notice we've not told you yet we're going to be going and looking for
We're
a
not house
house.
hunting yet. Yeah.
That's coming very soon.
Right.
But you need to know, you need to have the realtor, you need to have the money lined up, ready to go before we go to anything else.
Yeah, because so many people put the cart before the horse here.
I'm with you.
They want to go house hunting first.
True.
That's the exciting part, man. Like people love to go house hunting.
Right.
That's a great part of it.
That's right.
But we got to know going into it, because end of the day, we say this all the time. End of the day, we just left a meeting with a woman down here, and I loved her example.
Yes.
She put $1 million house up. She said that she was in a class, and the guy put $1 million house up, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Said, who would pay $1 million for that?
Right.
Nobody wanted to raise their hand. She said, if it cost you $100 a month,
right,
how many people would want to move into this $1 million house?
Yes.
Everybody raised their hand. End of the day, it's about that payment.
Yes.
What is it going to cost me?
How does it affect me?
We got to know that before we ever go and fall in love with a house.
You want to know
when
that.
you go fall in love with a really expensive house, and then you realize that's a really expensive payment. You know what I mean? It takes a little bit from you.
Sure.
It takes a little bit from you.
Sure.
So know that going into it.
Right.
This is my budget. This is what this house is going to cost me. It helps you when you got the information.
Yes.
When you've got all the information laid out in front of you, now you can make a better informed decision.
I'm with you.
When you go into it blindly, not knowing what you can afford, that's when you're asking for problems.
Emotions are a big part of this process.
Absolutely.
And if you don't go ahead prior to you going and doing what we're getting ready to talk about here next, and that's house hunting, you're probably emotionally going to overspend.
Yes.
Because you will go see that house and you will fall in love with it, and you stop using common sense.
And you start making excuses as to why you can.
Well, we can do without this, and we can cut that, and we can not do this.
We ain't going to eat out as much.
All that stuff starts happening. So you need to get this grounded and get this settled prior to you going out and doing anything.
Absolutely.
Right? So step 1 is connecting with a realtor. Step 2 is assessing your budget. Step 3 is, we just alluded to it just a moment ago. Now, this is the point.
This is it.
This is where it goes. We get to go house hunting. Yeah. All right. So step 3 is we're going hunting for a house. Now, there's a lot involved in this.
Yeah.
Okay. Not as easy as it sounds.
Yeah.
As far as just, let's just go get this. Let's just go do that. Going back to step 1, why that needs to be step 1, a good realtor is going to sit down and they're going to talk with you about, okay, in this house that we're working on getting the money for in step 2, what do you need? Where do you need? What amenities do you need to have? What features and benefits needs to be in this house? They're going to have that conversation with you and help keep you grounded.
Right.
When it comes time to do this part.
Yep.
I cannot tell you, like 2007 is when I got in the real estate business. I cannot tell you the people who have started out in one part of the country and ended up in another.
Right.
Because they never figured it out before they got going, and they never was being logical. And before emotions got involved.
Yep.
Done all this process of this house hunting thing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Before you ever get in the arena, you tend to think clearer.
Right.
You get in the arena, man, you don't think clear.
No, you don't. You start making some bad decisions a lot of times.
And so what you want to do is with your realtor, you want to get all that spelled out. That way that person's going to help you ground. Now, that does not mean at the end of the day you cannot change your mind.
Right.
But you're going to be able to do all of those things. And now we get to go start house hunting. We get to look in that area. We get to find that school district. We get to stay in that price range. We get to look for these amenities. We get to look for these features and benefits that these houses have that you want, that you know, hey, this is what I'm okay to pay the next 30 years that this lender's told me my payment's going to be. I'm okay because this is where I need for it to be. And the house hunting process is one of the most exciting parts of this whole entire journey.
It is. It's a really good part.
It's a good part. Now, how we can and how we do helping you with house hunting is going back to what I was talking about just a minute ago with step 1. We've got this buyer profile service that we take all this information that I just told you we need to figure out.
Yeah.
We put it all into this database. That's how you're able to beat out these other people to these listings. And when it comes time to house hunting, we go hunt and get the ground before they get there.
Right.
we're going to beat these people out to that because we do this online process with you to be able to work all of this out.
Mm-hmm.
You be able to be notified for all of these things. So when house hunting time is there, we're loaded and ready to go.
Yeah.
So again, step 3 is now we're going to go start looking for the house.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm going to touch on this for a minute because you get this. This is another thing that happens a lot, but you get that everybody's been there. If you've been in the housing market, you've been there. You've seen this happen. You've seen that house hit the MLS or Zillow, whatever, 9:30 this morning,
Mm-hmm.
and 11 o'clock that baby's pending.
Oh yeah,
Somebody's working for somebody.
sure they are.
You know what I mean? So again, that's the person you want to find you a realtor
Yes.
in your corner.
Yes.
Sit down at the very beginning, that interview process, go through a buyer consultation with those
No
people.
doubt.
That's where we start learning. What do you want? What's your area?
Yeah.
We need to find out specifics.
Right.
And that's where at the end of the day, we're going to try to keep you grounded and keep you that way when it's time. We've got pre-approved now. It's time.
We're ready.
Now we're ready to go.
We're ready to go. We're ready to go. And that makes the house hunting process so much more enjoyable.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's stressful if you're flying by the seat of your pants.
Yeah. Again, talk to people who's bought. If you've never bought a house before, talk to people.
Yes.
It's not the realtor's job is to try to make everything go as smooth as possible.
Sure.
But like you just said, emotions, man. Emotions are a key factor. You're going to make offers more than likely on houses.
Yes.
You're going to get beat out.
Sure.
You're not going to get them.
All right.
So you're going to have home inspections and stuff like that. The house may not come back as good as you thought it was going to be. Emotions play a big part in that. But if you got somebody in your corner that can help you keep you grounded, try to make this process as smooth as possible.
Yes. It all works together. That's why we're giving the steps in the order they need to be followed.
Right.
Can you go look for a house first? Yes, but you don't mind raising the emotional stress level up.
Right.
Because what's the worst thing in the world is to do what you just said. You put house hunting first.
Mm-hmm.
You go find it. You beat everybody else and you go find it. And now we got to go do this other stuff before we can even do anything else. And somebody else who's done their homework, done it the right way, and they were 6 hours behind you house hunting.
Yeah.
But they already had the other steps in order. They get it and you don't.
Now you're having to make those decisions. Now you're having to pick that realtor.
Sure.
Now you're having to go with the first lender.
Correct.
And you ain't getting no choices at this point because now you're on a time crunch.
That's exactly right.
You got to get everything lined up and let's try to get an offer in quick because the agent doesn't say I got 3.
Yes.
Now you are getting emotionally stressed.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. So again, follow these steps in order. What we're talking to you today about is the 6 steps to buying a home. Make sure you follow these. It's going to help you out when you're buying a home. Again, whatever platform you're watching or listening to this podcast on, make sure you like and subscribe. Share it out to people who this information may be helpful to. So we've got through the first 3. Let's go, and you give us number 4.
Okay, so we've went house hunting. We found the house. Now we write an offer.
Here's the good part.
It's just that simple. We're going to write an offer.
Sure.
So you, the buyer, you're going to tell us, the agent, what you want to offer on that house.
Right.
Don't ever let the agent tell you this is what you got to offer.
No.
Okay. Now we're going to be there for suggestions.
Sure.
Okay.
If you're getting ready to do something crazy, a good agent is probably going to say,
yeah,
you're probably getting ready to do
we
something
don't
crazy.
want you to overpay for the house.
No.
And we're going to tell you that you probably can't come way under and get the house.
Not in this marketplace.
Not in the marketplace that we're in.
No.
So we're there for suggestions.
Yes.
But you're going to tell us what you want to offer.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to make sure that we're putting this on state forms that are written by smart attorneys.
Yes.
That have pre-written in contingencies and protection for you, the buyer.
Yes.
Home inspections, appraisal contingencies, financing, all these things. We're going to go in there and we're going to make sure that we've got your back.
Absolutely.
Okay, but again, you're controlling this. You tell us what to offer. We're going to make sure that everything else is handled.
We've heard, I'm sure you have, I have, everybody in this business probably has heard about this process, making the offer. Okay. Yeah. And every offer that we do, it's always in writing.
Yes.
Okay. There are times that people, again, have been wanting to buy a home, and maybe it's not particularly for themselves, maybe for a relative, a child, a parent, something like that. and this home's come for sale in the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And they're like, well, that's my neighbor, Joe, 4 houses down.
Right.
I've been wanting to get my family member into this neighborhood. I'm gonna go up to old Joe, hey, I'm gonna buy his house for my family.
Right.
And they've had this conversation standing in the front yard. Well, old Joe put his house on the market with a realtor.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you even knew it was out there.
Right.
And so, you and Joe stood in the front yard, you had the conversation, you did all this. You thought really, hey, I'm going to be able to get this house.
Yeah.
And 3 days later, there's a pending sign in the yard and you think it might be yours. You go up and talk to old Joe and say, okay, man, we're ready to do this. He's like, well, we got an offer from somebody else on it.
Yeah.
I want to stress at the point of making the offers, all offers need to be put in writing.
Yeah.
If you work with us, they're going to be put in writing.
Yeah.
Okay. They ain't no verbals. They ain't no handshakers. They ain't no this or that. We're going to put it in writing because here's what we want for you, the buyer. We want this to become a legal binding document.
Right.
Because that holds all parties to what they've agreed to in that offer.
Yep.
The offer being constructed in the right way also becomes an important part. Okay, if you ever are putting in offers and there's blanks on your contract, you better stop what's going on.
Yeah, ask questions.
There should be every place there's something to put something needs to be put there.
Yeah.
Okay, that's where, again, going back to step one, having the right realtor leading through the process is going to be a big thing because the contracts we use, as you just said, they're state approved contracts written by people a whole lot smarter than us. There are protections built into that contract for you as a buyer that should something happen, there's contingencies built into that contract that can help you get out of this deal.
Right.
Without the right things and the right people in your corner, you could be buying something that you don't want to buy.
Yeah.
And we ain't going to go down that road.
Yeah, you could be asking for potential problems. I tell people all the time, I'm not going to go back, pull out my MacBook and write this contract in Dave's words.
No.
This is a fill in the blank.
Yes.
From a state attorney or whoever writes these things up.
Yes.
But I'm filling in blanks.
Yes.
All this other stuff, this is protection for you.
And we're going to let you know what that protection is.
We're going to let you know what that protection is.
Here's what you can and can't do.
But again, this is stuff that when your agent has wrote you this offer, you need to read that offer.
No doubt.
You need to go over. If you got somebody that's an attorney, let them look at it. If you got an attorney that kind of takes care of your stuff, let them read it over.
Yes.
This is you, because again, when this baby is signed and accepted and bound, we've got a legal bound contract.
Yes, we do.
So you need to make sure that you know what you're signing.
I agree. Make
sure, again, is my agent going to go over this with me? Or are they going to send this to me and say, sign that?
Right.
Yep. You need to make sure you get that. Again,
know what's going on.
Know what's going on.
Know what's going on. And that's part of making the offer processes. So you know, and everybody else knows, and we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
That's why we want it to be a written offer, because that puts all of us on the same page. There never can be that come up, well, I didn't know that.
Right.
Well, it's right here and you signed it.
Yeah.
So that's why you want to make a written offer on a property. So that's number 4, make the offer. Number 5 is what I think probably is one of the most important steps that is often left out of the home buying process. And that's after you make the offer, you get it accepted. We're now binding. It's legal. We're now moving toward getting this house for you, the buyer. Is we highly, 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 highly suggest that all buyers, whether you're financing, paying cash, buying an investment, redoing it to flip it, doesn't matter. You have a home inspection done on this property by a licensed home inspector.
Yes.
Not you, not Uncle Joe,
right?
Not your cousin that used to be in construction, but a licensed home inspector.
Yeah.
That is step number 5. Tell the people, you do this a lot, why I'm telling them step number 5 is critical for them to do.
Well, you're getting ready to make a really large purchase.
Yes.
You're getting ready to make a really large purchase. So you are hiring somebody. Okay. You're paying them money. You are hiring somebody to go out to this house, go through it with a fine tooth comb. You want to know all the ins and outs, what's wrong, because again, on the outside, everything may look great. And this is not because that we think sellers are being shady.
Not at all.
Trying to hide stuff.
Good point.
There's stuff that are just not known
Exactly.
about the house. They've lived in it, suited them just fine,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't realize that there's wires, that's loose in the
Exposed.
in the breaker box that could cause a fire at any time.
Sure.
You know what I mean? They don't realize that.
Uh-uh.
But you're hiring somebody to go out and look at those things.
Exactly.
Even if you're saying, okay, I'm good at this. I'm a construction worker. I
Mhm.
can do this type of work.
Right.
At least you kind of know the plan of attack. You know what you're getting into.
Exactly.
The heat pump could be working right now, but you don't realize that the heat pump's 24 years old and
Yeah.
could go out tomorrow.
Right.
But the home inspection as a whole, again, goes back to help you as the buyer, because
Mhm.
if you have this home inspection and there's things that come back, now this opens up negotiation, because
Back to this
you wrote
offer
in
again.
there, you
Yep.
wrote in that offer that it's contingent upon me having a satisfactory home inspection.
Yep. Key
So-
word there was satisfaction.
Satisfactory, yeah. So you get to go through it with fine tooth comb. Your inspector's going to give you the report. You guys are going to go over that together, and you're going to say, "Hey, call up your realtor. Hey, this thing needs a heat pump, needs a
Exactly.
roof,
Exactly.
all these things." So now that gives you power to open back up negotiations.
Mhm.
And again, for in our area, there's people that does some home inspections for $300. I've
Right.
seen them go up to $1,300.
Right.
But again, same concept as the lender.
Mhm.
We work with home inspectors. We
Sure.
know home inspectors in this area.
Exactly.
We're going to give you a list of them.
Mhm.
Get on their websites, call them up, question them,
Yep.
all this other stuff.
Interview them again.
Interview again,
Yep.
find them, and then let them go through it. And then now we're ready to either move forward, because
Mhm.
at this point you got the home inspection. If it's got problems, the seller don't want to resolve it in any way. Hey, now you can legally back out of this contract because
Exactly.
of that home inspection.
I agree. And I think a lot of times you also, a good point I think to make about home inspections are, it doesn't really matter the house new or
No.
80 years old.
No.
They're probably going to find some problems with it.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes those home inspections are great for you for the simple fact of the home inspector finds in his or her inspection that we've got major foundation issues.
Right.
This house could fall down at any time.
Yeah.
That is a part of it.
Right.
But there's also some that are going to come back and nothing more than what we call in our part of the country a honeydew list.
Right. Yeah.
They're just some little things that need
Yeah.
to be done here. You got some paint chipping here.
Mm-hmm.
That light switch just needs to be replaced.
Mm-hmm.
It's super duper simple stuff that you could care less about.
Right.
You're going to buy it anyway because it's $10 to fix that problem.
Right.
But at least you know going into it, the water spigot on the back of the house, the knob's broke.
Yeah.
You probably ain't going to back out because of that. You
Right.
can just replace it.
Right.
Those things, again, are what home inspections come in for. But at the end of the day, you are using that home inspection to either get that honeydew list or protect what in most parts of the country is a $300,000 plus investment to make sure I'm not buying something
Yeah.
that I'm going to regret that I did.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we say this a lot, but ask people. Who, if you know people who's bought a house,
Sure.
ask them, do they have a home inspection?
Sure.
They're going to tell you, yeah, they had it. This come back, that come
Mhm.
back, nothing come back.
Sure.
But again, it's normal for stuff.
Right.
We say this a lot of times. I don't care if it's a new construction or not.
Yes.
People are human.
I agree.
We overlook stuff. Things have been left off. Things have been done incorrectly.
Right.
So you're paying a small price to know if is it worth me spending $300,000 for
That's
this
right.
house. You're spending a small amount of money just to
Very
kind of
small.
give you a little bit of peace of mind
I agree.
about the whole thing.
I agree 100%. So again, we're talking to you about the 6 steps to buying a home. We've been through the first 5. Give us number 6, my man, and bring this thing home.
Last one, man. We're done.
The fun
We're done.
time.
This is the day. We have made it.
keys.
We have made it to the closing day.
Right.
So it's a day that you go to a title company, an
Mhm.
attorney's office. They have a mobile notary come here, closer come to an office.
Mhm.
They do mail outs,
Right.
but you sign your name, seller signs their name, and everything becomes official. That's where,
Yes.
again, if it goes to a title company, they're going to do searches on your deeds, titles, all this stuff, I guess, so that today's the day you get your keys, you get a move in,
Right.
all this other good stuff, but it's closing day. It's
Absolutely.
it should be a very
Yes.
exciting day.
No doubt about it. And it's going to be, again, that day you get the keys. This house, you've went through all the steps.
Yeah.
You've done what needs to be done. You've had your inspections. You've got it all. And it all comes together on this one day. So it's literally closing day. Typically on closing day, you're going to go do an inspection of the house yourself.
Right.
Going to do a buyer's final walkthrough, make sure if you had any repairs that had to be done or anything of that, the house is in the same shape, as good or better than it was when you put in the offer. All of those things, though, culminate to this point where most of the time, we see a lot of people, they pull into the title company, U-Haul in tow, and we're getting ready to sign this and the keys handed over, and you are going to move into your new home. Super duper great time for you to see that the efforts that you did, all the steps you went through, everything you had to endure in the process of it all, now it all comes home and you become a homeowner. It's one of the most rewarding days for us.
It is.
As realtors in this business, because we get to say, hey, we were a small part. And I think there's something to say about that. Although what a realtor does, leading you through the process and all that stuff and helping you is big deal to you.
Right.
It's a small part for us in the grand scheme of things that we've led you to and helped you through the process of becoming a homeowner.
Right.
It's a really good thing. Anything else you could say about any of this good stuff?
No, like I said, it's just keep this in your mind.
Yes.
It is a process.
Yes.
It's a journey. So get the right people on your team. And again, don't think that you are always, as the buyer, you are always in control of this.
100%.
Yeah,
100%. That's a good way to sum the whole thing up. So this has been the Elite Realty Group podcast, talking to you about the 6 steps to buying a home. Hopefully, again, if you're buying a home, especially in the Lakeway area, you'll reach out to us here at Elite Realty Group, 423-307-8566. We would be glad to serve you through this entire process. But even if you're watching, listening anywhere across the country, we've got a network of realtors all across this country that we could put you in connection with or contact with the right person to help you get through all of these steps. Make sure you've liked, subscribed, shared, whatever platform you're watching us or listening to us on. We appreciate it. Until next week's podcast, I'm Mike with Elite Realty Group, my man Dave with Elite Realty Group. We will be back soon again for another Elite Realty Group podcast. Until then, you guys be safe, be blessed. We will see you on another episode.